my friend Pam, who gave me the Facebook thing when you had the root beer float party for your birthday, I said, Pam, what do you want me to ask Frank? And she says, well, obviously, the one question we want to ask him is what vitamins he takes. I said, okay. So, yeah, what's your secret? Welcome to the Museum of Aquarium and Pet History. Today we are in beautiful Anaheim, California at the Magnolia Bird Farm. Now, a good friend of mine, Pam, in Buffalo, New York, sent me a Facebook post saying to come by Magnolia Bird Farm because they're having a root beer float party for Frank Meiser Sr., who just turned 100 years old. And yes, he comes to work every day, and he's quite possibly the oldest person I know working with pets. So let's go inside and say hello to Frank.
See this guy?
Yeah? He's carrying birds on his back.
He's carrying the birds on his back. That's where I got my name. In Germany, every curio shop has these on the shelves.
Uh-huh.
And you ask for a Meiser bird, that's a Meiser bird.
Really?
Because along in the 16 or 1400s or something, they were giving out names. And this guy was in the mountains catching birds and teaching them to sing songs all the way through. And he is doing it at bars for money and stuff like that. And the king heard about it.
Uh-huh.
And so he called him in there, and he showed him the bird, and it sang for him. And he said, okay, he's giving out names. Your name now is Meiser. M-I-S-S-E-R.
But your name only has one S in it, right?
Yeah, it was changed when they all come in the United States. They came in 1703.
Oh, wow.
So the Meisers have been here a long time. But anyway, that's where I got my name.
All right, so let me start from the beginning.
Okay.
What year were you born?
1925.
That's what I thought. So you were a Depression era baby. During the Depression, it was 28, right?
That's where I learned to be
frugal.
Frugal, that's for sure. Right, because we didn't have very much money, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My grandma was a Depression era baby, and she told me to wash my hands 25 times a day. I wash my hands all the time, which is good. I'm in the animal business, so I should, right?
Yeah, okay.
Right. But okay, so you were a Depression era baby, and then after that you were in World War II.
Yes.
Here we go. Here's a nice, proudly served World War II hat.
Yeah, I brought that out for you.
You served in two, but what department? Were you
Navy.
in the Navy?
Yeah.
Submarine driver?
I was with Cobb Suds 7th Fleet in Subic Bay, but I wasn't on a sub. I was a radioman on the station.
Oh.
Dealing with the subs.
Okay. The Pacific Front?
Yeah, Pacific.
Pacific, right?
Yeah. And I hit all the islands there.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you for your service.
Well, no problem.
Okay, so then were you born and raised in California, or did you move here at some point in time? Born and raised in Anaheim?
Yeah.
Wow.
Center of Anaheim was an old hospital, a little hospital, like a home hospital, and that's where I was born, and it's still there. I checked the other day to make sure it was still there.
Wow.
They're going to rebuild it.
That's incredible. So this used to be a chicken farm where this store is.
It was a chicken farm in 1925. They built the biggest chicken barn here in Southern California.
Oh my gosh.
And it had a monorail for the seed, so you could go to all the pens and fill the seed from a bucket on the monorail.
Wow.
The bucket was bigger than my desk. And the chickens, when they laid eggs, they would roll outside, so you could pick them up outside. You didn't have to go inside.
I think Joel Silverstein would love that one.
And it was, it had a double roof on it, so there was lots of ventilation in it. And people from all over came to look at it at that time. A man by the name of Klein built it and owned it. In the 30s, I worked here when I was about 13 years old, 13 to 14. I worked here, and she had goats. I milked the goats, and I didn't work with the chickens, but I fed the cows, the big calves, and you know how you feed a calf. a baby calf.
With a milk bottle, right?
With a bucket.
With a bucket?
Bucket with the with milk in it, and you stick his mouth in there, and you put your fingers in his mouth so he can suck between your fingers, and then
Oh.
he sucks the milk up that way.
Oh
And
my
that's
gosh.
so
So you worked there since you were how old again? Since
I was only uh, uh, 13, 14.
is that when you met your future wife, Doris?
That was before she came. She moved here in 1937,
Okay.
but I met her later.
And she passed and you married Martha, right?
She passed after 15 years, and then
Yeah.
I married Martha. She died of a brain tumor. Doris died from breast cancer.
Oh wow. She died young too, didn't she?
Yeah,
Yeah.
40 years old.
Yeah, back then they had no type of chemo, I don't think.
Right.
Jeez, that's crazy. So then tell me about you got a job on the railroad.
Yeah.
And I keep thinking of that song, I am a lineman for the county. You were a switchman for the
I
county.
was a switchman. I was a switchman for the county, and I was a switchman for a while, and then they put me in. I was on the engine crew, where we would go out into the businesses and change cars with spot cars for them to unload and stuff like that. I was getting interested in birds, and I was buying birds, even buying birds from a couple guys that were on the railroad with me. And then I started selling them, taking them to LA and selling them because they paid a dime more than they did in Orange County. I took mine and sold, then I took a neighbor's birds in with me and sold them, and then he told another neighbor. Pretty soon I was taking quite a few birds in to help the other breeders, see?
Right, and making a little commission on the
And
side,
they were giving me 10 cents a piece.
which is a lot of money back then.
That's a lot of money. And anyway, I would pick them up. Most of them I'd go and pick up in my car, in my truck, and from the different guys. But then I started buying them here at the place. Then Starbird Company says, if you will buy them for us and bring them in to us, we'll give you 7 cents a piece. And so
Wow.
I was taking in, I started buying lots of birds at that time. On the railroad, you could put your block on the layoff block for 14 days, but you had to go to work that 14th day. So picking up birds and such, I was working every 14th day for about 2 weeks, and one 14th day come up, and I called them up, and I says, I can't come into work today. I'll come in and resign. So after 10 years on the railroad, I resigned. My uncle was on a trip back east, and they asked him, what about that Frank out there? What's he doing out there? And he says, oh, that poor boy, he quit a good job on the railroad to play with the birds.
That's when you and Doris, she was raising parakeets and
Like
getting
it.
all kinds of babies,
Yeah.
and you decided, I think I want to go into the parakeet business.
That's right. Well, I didn't decide. It just happened.
It happened, okay.
It just happened. I just kept building cages and bringing on birds and selling them to Harts Mountain until I started shipping birds. And then I didn't have enough birds to sell Harts Mountains because I was shipping them all myself. And that's when business really started. And at the same time, we started in all the other birds. Palace Bird Farm. Have you ever heard of that?
Yes, I have.
Okay, well, they were in business at that time. When I first started getting different kinds of birds, I went there and bought 3 mynah birds.
Huh.
And I said, how do you take care of them? He's just like any other bird. They didn't give me any instructions whatsoever. So I brought the birds home and fed them parakeet seed, and they died.
Oh, God.
So I learned from the bottom. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
And Doris, she was raising and hand feeding lots of cockatiels and cockatoos. So we had all sorts of birds coming in at that time.
And like you said, there was no quarantine station or anything.
No.
You could just bring them right in.
That's right. I started importing. A man from Philippines came with some finches to sell me, and I bought a few of them from him, and then he went and sold to other people, and about 3 weeks later he came, and everybody sort of cheated him on saying, he says, Mr. Meiser, if you'll lend me $50 to go back to Philippines, I will send you some birds. Well, I didn't know whether he had ever sent me any birds or not. I said, okay, Mr. Lemkaku, I'll give you $50 because fare was cheap at that time. You
Yeah.
could go back and forth. And 3 or 4 months went by. Finally, he called me up, and your birds are going to arrive so and so. So he sent me, I think, 1,500 strawberry finches and
Oh
a
my
bunch of
God.
about 300 or 400 Java rice birds. And he sold it to me cheap. Strawberries probably cost me 90 cents a piece.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy. And that's a
Yeah.
gorgeous bird.
Now
Yeah.
they're expensive, but
Yeah.
I had those for a long time, and I had them in an aviary about half the size of this room,
Uh-huh.
but they did fine. All this time, we were buying parakeets and other birds and hand feeding them. And I bought a lot of birds from Bernard Rohr. You ever heard of him? In Phoenix, Arizona,
No.
Rohr Bird Farm.
No, I haven't heard of him.
Okay, well, he was famous for a long time. I bought a lot of birds from him,
Uh-huh.
other people. So we started in the bird business. And then I started importing besides after Lemkaku.
You mentioned Hart's Mountain. Was that Howard Stern Sr.?
Yes.
The founder, right?
Yeah.
And you dealt directly with him?
Yeah, I dealt with him on letters. He wrote me a bunch of letters.
Really?
I just sent them off to Frank for he's going to look at them because I was going to throw them out. I was throwing out all those stuff away.
I want copies of those. Have Junior give me copies of those, Now, I grew up in Costa Mesa, California. There was a Costa Mesa Bird Farm. Do you remember them?
It had a different name besides Costa Mesa Bird Farm.
It was on Superior Avenue, I believe.
Okay.
But it was from the 30s and 40s, so I didn't know if you remembered them or not. But I went to the Historical Society and I got a book on Orange County, and it had a few pages in there on them.
Yeah. Oh, under that name?
Costa Mesa Bird Farm. Yeah, I think it was. Bunch of outdoor aviaries. I'm amazed at how many bird farms were in Southern California.
Yeah.
It was really a big bird area in the day,
that's right. Mm-hmm.
I'm blown away by that whole thing. Okay, so well, let me just back up 1 second. Did you always have any pets as a child? Did you have dogs, cats, birds, tropical fish, anything?
We usually had a dog and a cat, but when we were poor, they fed them the same thing we ate. We couldn't go buy
Table scraps.
25 pounds of cat food or 25 pounds of dog food, but they were outside cats and outside dogs.
Dogs, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Orange County was mostly orange groves and chicken ranches, pretty much.
From here all the way to the center of Anaheim were all orange groves.
Okay.
That was completely orange grove over there. That was a pasture, and across there was a beet field.
Oh,
They
really?
raised beets.
Okay, so when did you start Magnolia Bird Farm? When did this open up?
I got my resale number in 1955.
1955. That's incredible.
That's when I got my.
Are you the oldest existing bird store left in the U.S.? I know you're the oldest guy, in the pet industry or the pet keeping industry.
No, I'm the oldest. I'm the only one that
This store.
stayed in. Yeah. There's nobody else that has been here that long. Lots of them went out, and lots of them started.
Yeah.
But there was
Nobody it kept going.
No, there's quite a few different bird farms started up, lasted for a few years, and went out of it.
And you're 4 generations now, right? You've got your great grandsons now?
Yeah, I have 26 of them, don't I, Sonia?
26 is on the way.
25 great grandchildren, and one more coming out.
That's amazing. So you won't have any problem getting help working at the bird stores.
Most of my family, close family, are in the bird farm, but the spread out ones, there are not too many of them starting bird farms. So
that's a shame. Do you have any good stories of did you have anybody ever famous come in, or any funny stories of people that came into the store?
What movie star I told her she couldn't come in? Liz Taylor.
Oh.
She called up and wanted to come in on a Monday, and we're closed on the Monday. I said, you can't come in on a Monday. I don't have any help on Monday, and And on Monday, everything is all switched. I told her, no, you can't come on Monday. And so she didn't come. Never heard from her again.
Oh, God.
And I sold a couple of birds that John Wayne, I sold them to a pet shop, and he bought those from the pet shop.
His wife was a customer here.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
They had two daughters that bought their Samoyed dogs from Russo's
Oh, okay.
when I was a kid.
She liked me, and she came in, and but
She had a crush
but
on Dad.
John Wayne never came in the bird farm.
Oh, he came into the pet shop, and his bodyguard was bigger than him, and he was a big guy.
Oh,
He was huge.
Oh.
And one time he came in, and I think I was 12 or 13 at the time.
Yeah.
And he goes, how much to groom my dogs? And I went to the groomer and I asked her, I said, oh, it's going to be like $25. And he's like, that's too damn much. And he walked out.
oh, all right.
I thought that was funny. And maybe he was just joking me. I don't know. But he was very ominous. You know, he's a huge guy. He was
Yeah.
amazing to me. And you have had some customers for over 40 years still? That's crazy. I mean,
Yes.
yeah, I read that. I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, that's a testament to what a
Yeah.
great story you've got here.
Yeah.
In fact, I was reading the Yelp reviews, and you've got like a 4.5 or 4.3, which is amazing. That's for a Yelp review, because you're always going to get somebody that, for whatever reason, is unhappy about something. Okay, so you sold your parakeets in Los Angeles because you got 25 cents per head more for them in LA.
No.
Oh.
To start with, they give me 7 cents a piece,
Okay.
and then they went up and was giving me 10 cents a piece. And then that's what give me more money to buy more birds.
Wow.
And so,
Now, it says that you have a network of nearly 700 bird breeders that operate in Orange County, and probably that was 20 years ago. I don't know how many bird breeders are left in Orange
no,
County.
very few now.
Yeah, it's-
but yeah, we had
in the day, you had
we
a lot.
About,
And I love what you say when you buy birds. Your quote is, they have to have legs, they have to be able to fly, their eyes have to be bright, and they can't have a runny nose or dirty bottoms, and they have to be fat like me.
okay.
That was a great quote.
Yeah, right.
I love that one. And your Riverside location is where you process your own private label bird seed, and it's 3.5 acres there, so it's bigger, the Riverside one.
Yes, and I have a little piece of land next to that, just sitting there.
Oh, really?
Which is
What's that going to be for?
I don't know. It's,
But you're keeping it.
It's just sitting there, and I had it for sale one time, and then I pulled it off. If I wanted to build something on it, then I could do that. See,
Uh-huh.
but it's just sitting there.
And I love Sonia's quote. It says, my dad's in the business because he loves birds. It is a business, yes, but that's not why he does it.
No.
And I love that. That's a great quote.
Yeah.
And at one point, you were an active member of 14 bird breeding clubs, including Orange County Bird Breeders. Are they still in business, Orange County Bird Breeders?
Sort of. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then originally, 70% of your birds came from local breeders, 10% from your own aviaries, and 20% from quarantine stations. That's excellent.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
That's excellent. So one question, a lot of bird people, when my friend Pam, who gave me the Facebook thing when you had the root beer float party for your birthday, I said, Pam, what do you want me to ask Frank? And she says, well, obviously, the one question we want to ask him is what vitamins he takes. I said, okay. So, yeah, what's your secret?
I don't take vitamins.
You don't take vitamins?
I take sea silver. I take about an ounce and a half of sea silver every morning, and then I don't have sore throats.
Oh.
And so Sonia takes it. She used to have sore throats, and I used to get sore throats, and now, well, if I take that, I don't get sore throats.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
so I took that.
amazing.
But you asked me about long life. The main thing is to be positive
Right.
and don't hold grudges.
Yeah.
Be honest,
Yeah.
and then eat food that's good for you. Eat a little bit of everything, but not too much of the bad stuff.
Right.
I don't drink soda pops, anything like that. But
Good.
I eat every morning. I eat sunflower seed besides in my cereal
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
because it's good for you.
Okay.
It's good. It does. Parrots live a long time on it, so Yeah, so
I just read that whales can live 200 years. I thought tortoises were the longest lived, but I guess it's whales. I'm like, well, maybe I should start eating plankton, you know,
that's right. That's right.
or more algae. That's it. Eating more
Well,
algae.
there's a little algae in sea silver, that I told you about.
And what is? I've heard of silver and people taking it, but I don't know
Sea
what it
silver.
is.
It's called sea aloe now.
It's called sea aloe.
Okay.
It has the sea stuff in it. They took out the silver because for some lawsuit or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you should be the poster child for that that stuff.
No, it's just do what comes naturally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're a testament of the saying that do what you love and you never have to work another day for the rest of your life. And so you've done what you've loved your entire life.
Yeah. One time I said when I'm 55, I'm going to retire. I have no desire to retire.
You know, I had a guy come to me once at a trade show, pet trade show, and he says, don't ever retire because my dad retired and he was miserable.
Oh, yeah.
And
okay.
his dad was the one who started Metaframe,
Oh.
the company Metaframe. And actually really invented the aquarium heater that had the thermostat and the heater all in one tube. His dad was an amazing inventor.
Okay.
And so I was really impressed by that statement, and I always remember that. And I said, I told my wife, I said, why would I retire? I wouldn't be happy. I love coming to work, just like you. You love coming to work, right?
That's right. Oh, yeah. This is where I come.
Yeah,
That's right.
exactly.
And
So do you have any other pearls of wisdom, or do you have any other little things that happened during your career that you want to mention? And then maybe do you feel up to giving us a little tour?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but let's see. In 90 years, I have lots of stories.
Oh, bet you do.
Yeah. So, but anyway.
Well, if you have any good ones, tell us.
Okay. Sonia, what good stories do I have?
Yeah, give us his best couple of stories here.
Well, he brought in chipmunks one time.
Okay.
I love chipmunks.
They came in late. He brought in about 500 maybe.
Oh my gosh.
They put them on the counter because it was really late at night. And the next morning when they came home, they had all chewed out, and we never found one.
I ordered spider monkeys, just a few of them. I ordered like 25, and I sold them real fast. And so the season was over about the time I got those. So the next year, I ordered 100. And then they didn't come. I ordered another 100 from another person, and they didn't come. So, oh my gosh. So I ordered another 100. Well, they all came at the same time. And I had another room, about little over half size of this room, with 300 monkeys in it.
Oh my gosh. Did you sell them?
Oh yeah, I sold every one of them, but that was a mess. So I just.
They are messy.
Yeah, a monkey alone is a mess.
300 of them.
300 of them, that was a mess. Yeah.
Elizabeth Taylor had a pet squirrel or chipmunk when she was a kid, when she was a teenager, and she wrote a book on it. She took it on the set when she did, I think, Black Beauty or one of those movies that she did and stuff. So they were really popular pets, squirrels and chipmunks, mostly chipmunks because they were smaller and tame easier, I think. But did you travel to get any animals ever? Did you?
I've traveled all the continents. I've been to Africa at least 5 times.
Wow.
And I was in Australia during the war for about 4 months. The office that I worked at was in the same building as General MacArthur. So I saw him coming and going once in a while. When he went to the Philippines, about 3 weeks later, I went to the Philippines, and it was a mess, I'll tell you that. When we landed in the Philippines, here comes a bunch of little Filipino kids selling Japanese invasion money. And a bunch of us bought a little bit of it, and then we walked about 25 yards or something to head to our truck to go to Subic Bay. We looked over, and there was a dump. All the fake Japanese money was dumped there, and there was scads,
Oh my gosh.
truckloads of it in there. And they were getting it there and selling it to the people coming off the planes.
Smart. Little entrepreneurs right there.
But at that time, in Manila, there wasn't any sign, even this big here, that didn't have bullet holes in it.
Wow.
It was a mess there. What they went through.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was using Pan American so much for bringing in minor birds and other birds from India and places like that, that Pan American had a new route going from Tokyo to someplace, and they were allowing mainly travel agents free passage. But my guy called, he said, I could get you on that, and then give you a free trip around the world.
Oh my
Or
gosh.
a free trip. And I says, well, if I get a free trip, how about all the way around the world? So I gained a day, but they gave me a free trip around the world. They gave me first class to as far as Tokyo. I had pheasant under glass. That was, but anyway,
Wow.
and we stopped in Tokyo, and I had a couple of days before the next flight, or a day and a half. So I took a real fast flight to Taiwan, and I talked to the man, Mu Chan, that I had been buying canaries from, and I asked him, well, why don't you come to California and raise canaries in California so we don't have to import them and stuff like that? And so he said, okay. And then so probably 6 months later, his wife showed up, and they started bringing birds. And then I bought I think 2 acres with a house on it in Norco, and I built a building twice the size of this for him to raise canaries in.
Wow.
And so he raised canaries there for me, and for a long time, real good ones. Then later on, before they got old, I sold the place to them, and then they sold it and retired. But anyway, and on that same trip, then I went back to Tokyo. I had a hard time getting a flight back because I was in a hurry. But anyway, Mu Chan probably paid him off to get me on a flight back to Tokyo. Then we went to India, and we had a little bit of time in India. And then I couldn't take my wife on this trip, but I talked the guy into taking another businessman that I knew that bought a few birds on the thing, but I got him on anyway. But anyway, then from there we went to Paris, and my person in Germany that I was buying canaries from came to Paris and picked me up, and we went to Belgium, and we went to Holland, and saw people that I was buying birds from at that time there. And then he took me to his home in Germany. We stayed all night, and she cooked this fish dinner with the heads on. You got the dish had the head on it and everything. Fish, but that was a great thing. But anyway, then he showed me his quarantine station, or his station that he sent birds out of, and then he took me back to Paris, and I got on a plane, came back, and then he came to the United States a year or 2 later and came and saw me.
That's great. What is your favorite bird?
A budgergar, a parakeet.
Parakeet.
Even though I like rosellas and I like cockatoos, but parakeets built the business.
Right.
And so I like parakeets. And Sonia's raising parakeets. I raised parakeets for a long time, even though I had a bird farm. I raised parakeets. I just like them.
I think it's one of the best pet birds you can get. And what a great experience for a kid getting into birds to have a parakeet, because they tame so easy.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, they're really a wonderful bird. They really get attached to you also.
Yeah.
And people don't realize if they fly away, you put the cage outside, leave the door open, and if they don't get picked off by a hawk, they come back. Yeah, most of the time.
It's possible that
Yeah.
they could come back, right.
Right. Now, have you seen the giant one that they're breeding in England? Those big budgies they breed there, they're
yeah.
huge.
English.
Yeah, the English budgie.
There's some breeders around here that raise an English too.
Do they?
Yeah, and they get hundreds of dollars for them at the shows.
Yeah, I didn't know it was a different strain. I looked at them when I was in England. I said, "Wow, what do you feed these guys? They're huge." But
Right.
yeah, it's very interesting. Maybe we could do a little walk around. Does that be okay?
Well, okay.
Just show us the key places that you want to show us. That's it.
We have our own seed, or mixture of seed.
It's a lot of seed.
Yeah. well, we get probably at least 5 truckloads a month. That's the semi-loads, 44,000 pounds a month in Riverside. So we go through a lot of seed.
Well, to me, this shows that there's a lot of people still breeding birds. If they're buying this much seed, there's a lot of people still raising birds.
Not
here.
like they used to, though. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah. But there's
But
still a few
bunch.
people out there raising birds, but we need a lot more birds than they're raising in Orange County or Riverside County. But anyway, this is seed. It comes and goes. We have a truck and a van in Riverside picking up right now, and he's going to turn around, go back and get another load. And the van brings 2 pallets at a time. And sometimes we bring the big truck, and it brings 6 pallets at a time.
Wow.
But anyway, we keep it fresh. We keep it moving. So, but that's this part of it.
I love peanuts. I eat those. Oh, this is
we
where...
repackage all our own seed.
Wow.
We put it in paper because it will breathe.
Uh-huh.
In plastic, we keep that moving because it doesn't breathe as well as does in paper. Dump it from the outside into the bins.
Right.
So they can pick it out. And the old bird farm, we had that also, and we have that in Riverside.
So you're making custom blends for specific
yeah.
types of birds.
Right.
That's great. She's the custom blender.
Well, it's blended before it's put in.
Oh, okay.
When she stacks the seed, it goes parrot mix, cockatiel mix, all the different mixes. Oh, Tammy, how long you worked for me?
Tammy?
Huh?
40 years? You don't look that old. My gosh.
But I have people that work longer.
That's
Still
crazy.
working for me. In Riverside, they used to work here. When we built the place in Riverside, he goes there. But he's 90 years old and still working for me. Not very much. Two days a week, I think.
How many years?
And his wife worked for me. She used to work for me here. She worked for me there too.
Oh my gosh.
He claimed he wasn't going to retire until I retired.
Oh, really?
He's changing his mind right now. Anyway, we have wagons that the people can carry the seed out with them.
I love these wagons.
Steal them. That's
Do-
why we have our metal things on them.
They used to steal them. We didn't know the name on them, but when we put the flag on them, it sort of slowed down. Has anybody helped you yet?
She called somebody, I'm just waiting for a
Oh,
floor key.
okay, all right. That's a nice bird.
She'd be nicer if she didn't pluck so much.
Well,
Have
okay.
you tried putting a UVB lamp on them?
You know what else stops that feather plucking?
What?
Give them 2 cups of water. 1 cup of water, you put salt in.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then in 2 or 3 months, they won't be pricking their feathers anymore to get the salt out.
Really?
Yeah.
So they're salt deprived. Is that what it is?
That's right. They're
Oh,
salt
okay.
deprived. But it's their choice. You don't make them drink it because they have water and then they have salt.
So
And
it's
they
up to
know
them.
what to do.
Wonderful stuff.
This is part of my first building that we built.
Oh, wow.
And there used to be a garage door there, and that's where I had my seed room there. And I'd go to pick up seed in LA and bring it here and sell it to the customers. Yeah, that was the front door. And this was the thing. But anyway, I bought seed from a seed and feed company. De Letera was his name. I had to pick up seed, pay for it as I picked it up, and that was okay. I picked up 2 or 3 times, and then I picked up seed, and I paid for it. Got home, and they had made a mistake. They had put 10 sacks of millet and 20 sacks of canary. Well, the millet is only $5, and canary was like $20. And when I got home and looked at the bill, they charged me different. They charged me the canary price for that and the millet price for the canary. And I called them up, and I called Mr. Meiser. They give me the wrong prices on this and I told him what he did. He says, he thought for a while, he says, Mr. Meiser, you are now on open account. And in the years that I dealt with him, he sent me several different things that relate to an honest person. So,
That's great.
yeah, this is where we buy our birds here. Riverside has a bigger place that they buy birds in. If you go there, I hope you do, you'll see. But
Oh,
anyway,
I love those
the
rosy
breeders
ones.
come in here.
Oh, this is, yeah, so they come in here to sell you.
That's right. This is the selling. We buy their birds, and they go and use their ticket to buy other birds or seed.
So they can do cash or trade, either one.
No trade.
No trade?
No horse trades.
No horse
Somebody
trade.
gets lost, and so that's not fair. Horse trade is not fair. So we're fair with everybody.
All right.
So, hi, I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
How long you been a customer of mine?
More than 10 years?
More than 10 years. Okay. Okay. This is Avery's. All of them used to be full until COVID-19 hit.
Oh.
They all used to be full, and we also had Avery's upstairs above the office, which we also had birds upstairs, but people can't go upstairs on account of laws. You have to have an elevator. I had another Avery built almost this big here, and I built it when I was importing birds. I had a boiler, and I had heated floor. I had the
Really?
pipes going through the floor. When I'd import birds, I had to pick up birds like at 2 o'clock in the morning and stuff like that. I get home and I put them in a cage like that, and the heat on the floor, and I put blankets over the front, and I had lights in there. When they got in here, they would be stressed out. They could get warm. They could eat on the floor as well as in the seed hopper, but the birds would rather eat on the floor than they would out of the seed hopper.
Really?
Oh, yeah. So on all our floors we have seed, and they eat there, and then they have the seed hoppers beside. But anyway, when I built this place, I built it a little bit larger, and I didn't need heat and cement anymore. But the other one, the Averys I had here, it was all open.
This is impressive. Now, does the other location, is it even bigger than this? Really?
Oh, yeah, quite a bit bigger, yeah.
How many employees at the other location?
Like 20.
20? 22?
Yeah.
And how many here? 14? Oh, that's impressive. Oh, you've got a vintage crown bird cage. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
It says display only, but then you got $50 on it. So is it display or is it for sale?
Both. Everything I have is supposed to be for sale.
Oh, there you go.
We get birds in that we love, and we keep them for a long time, and they say there's enough for sale. Then I come through and I sell them.
Because it lets you buy more birds, and that's what you love.
I just keep them moving. That's for
There
sure.
you go.
And there's a few English in here.
Oh, there is?
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that, the yellow one back
See
there.
that guy? He's a big one.
Yeah,
And he's a big one. See him?
yeah.
And there's a couple in here that are half English. But the great big ones are English. But we sell them cheap.
Oh, this is definitely in English. Look at the head on that one.
Yeah. And that guy over there on the thing, he's a nice English. But we sell them cheap. At the bird shows, when they win prizes, you get a lot of money for them.
Did you ever enter any bird shows?
A long time ago, yeah. But,
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't enter them anymore. Now, when I was 98, I didn't use a cane.
Yeah.
When I was 99, things went sour.
Is that your first Avery right there?
Doris's first Avery.
Wow.
See, there she is in front of it.
Oh my God.
Anyway, she lived here. She had a neighbor build her a cage like this, just like that. This is a replica. The second part I added on for more birds, but that there was the first one.
That was the first part.
And that's she had her pet bird that started everything, and then we put a pet bird in there, and I bought 12 more, so I had 13 birds in that aviary to start with. That's when we started raising some birds. But anyway, a replica, what you can change from that, the place in Riverside, is this place.
So is this all old cages from you guys?
Yeah, they're just old cages in there. When we was building my house, I'd build a little bit, then make money at the bird farm, pay that off, and you go from there.
That's awesome. It's truly wonderful.
The Yum Yum Donut Shop we owned.
Oh, next door?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the dairy we own, we have them leased out, but
Wow.
this is part of the property.
I don't think you eat donuts.
No, I eat maybe 2 a year.
2 a year?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's about what I eat now too.
Yeah.
You know, you get older, I tell you, when I hit 60, I was like, man, getting older is not for sissies, that's for damn sure.
Right.
But you give me hope.
Okay, that's good.
You're the poster child for all of us, you know?
Okay.
Frank, I want to thank you so much
Okay.
for taking time to do this.
Oh, well,
And this is
no
gonna
problem.
take
Where
a
will it
few-
be?
It'll be at the Museum of Aquarium and Pet History, the moaph.org. I love sheepdogs. They're so much work. Look at this. It's all signed by people on his 100th birthday. Isn't that incredible? Now, where did David Mulliff sign? I want to make sure David signed this.